Well, hello, my rats. Welcome to another episode. Thanks for joining. Excuse me while I try to get comfy and move my poof. Thank you. For all of those who listened to the last episode. I think it was pretty great and was super happy to kind of like see the outcome of it and listen to it myself. And I don't know, I felt like it was a great way to pay homage to mothers, mother figures, and how awesome they are. Speaking of, my cool mom vibe shirt, Cool Moms Club. Shout out to Victoria for sending me a link to this. I think she was originally sending me the link as like a, oh my God, this is like so cool type of thing. Not as like a, you should buy this, because I texted her this week when it came in and was like, by the way, the shirt that you sent me is like, the link is super cool. And she was like, wait, hold on. Like, tell me all about it. Is it comfy? Like, is it, whatever. And I was skeptical because I didn't realize until after I bought it that it was legit coming from China, and you never know like the quality, but it's like a comfort colors. So it's comfy and it's definitely like printed on there. It's not like a sticker, or maybe it's like a heat transfer. That's not my niche, so I don't know anything about it. But it's awesome. I love it. And it's like giving me all the cool moms that I could ever need. And it's what my vibe is. So one quick rant that I have that's sort of in relation, also another quick rant I have, why can't I get comfortable? Anyways, one quick rant that I have in semi relation to topics discussed in the last episode. But why is it that when men take care of their children, it's like, oh my God, they're such an involved dad. Like they do so much. Oh my God. And it's just like, pause. The, an involved dad, is the bar that low? Second, this is why like women are always what some would call irrationally angry, or why moms never feel validated, because you don't hear anyone saying like, wow, she's such an involved mom. Like, wow, she does everything behind the scenes. Like, cool. You may see like dad like playing with kid doing XYZ, but that's because dad has the energy to do that because he didn't have to do the entire mental and physical workload of the day with baby. So yeah, by the end of the day, if he's the one who's playing with baby and doing like bath time and nighttime, like, oh my God, he's so involved. He's so great. Like, it literally makes me want to bang my head up against a wall. I don't know if people realize they're doing it. And at this point, like, I'll be honest, I'm speaking from like personal experience. I feel like it's all I ever hear. I do think some of it is due to the fact that, like, now my family lives here and, like, don't have my mom, whatever. And so all I'm hearing is like all of my husband's family and like everything they have to say, which of course they're gonna like talk about him like he hung the moon. But it's not like the only time I've heard it be said about dads, or like, when people ask you like, oh, like, where's baby? And you're like, oh, dad has him. They're like, oh, like he's babysitting. Like, no, he's taking care of his child. It's just so crazy to me because yes, I get it. in the olden ages, like it really was moms out here against the world, but like it is 2025. Men do not need credit for taking care of something that is 50% theirs. If we want to get statistical about it, they helped create this. So if they didn't want to put in equal effort or just 25% effort, then they should have thought about that before creating said child. Thank you. Mic drop. It's so annoying. Like, let's leave that shit behind. It, like, I would have got it if we were in the like 2000s, like early 2000s, and dads were stepping up to the plate. But like, this should be nothing new. Men have got to have the bar set somewhere that's not on the floor. Okay, I'm done with the rant. So, moving on. I want to talk about my gardening because my raised bed garden is popping the fuck off. These red chili peppers are about to, like, there's so many peppers on there. They're just like changing colors now. One of them is like orange. So it's getting there. I'm so excited. And my tomatillo plant, there's a little baby one on there. I had to have Matthew when he went to Home Depot this weekend get me like a bigger cage because I did not realize how tall this was gonna grow. So yeah, I mean, everything's doing well with my raised bed garden, so I'm here for that. Something really depressing though is I'm gonna try not to cry about it too, because no, it seriously has upset me. So, like about a week or so ago, I was wondering like what was wrong with my wildflower garden because some of like the like flowers that had like germinated and started sprouting up, like not necessarily blooming, but were definitely growing in height, were like browning. And I was like, there's no way because the particular like place I chose for the wildflower garden he used to have like bushes and stuff in it. So he like ripped the bushes out and everything. And there's like irrigation in there. Like there's two sprinklers in there. We moved them to make sure that they would hit the flowers and like hit the whole bed and like whatever. The sprinkler system goes every morning, plus when it rains, plus like if I also am like, they probably need a little bit more water, I'll water them again. So I was like, there's no way they're not getting enough water. So what is going on here? I was like, I don't know. We'll see. So another week went by and then they just continued to like brown, although like just like shrivel up. So I was like, oh my God, you know what happened? So we have a yard guy, not one that like cuts the lawn or anything, but like kind of like True Green, but it's like a mom and pop type place, I guess. And so they like sprayed the yard, sprayed for weeds, like fertilize, whatever. And like our yard looks really great, like it's the best it's ever looked. So, well, thank you for that. But they sprayed my wildflower garden. And when that like light bulb went off in my head and I was like, oh, no, they sprayed the wildflower garden. This is not okay. I I lost it there for a second. I called my husband and I asked for the phone number for the person. Wanted to know when the next time they're coming out here is gonna be. I was gonna go rage. I thought about it and I was like, nope, okay, we're gonna chill out for a little bit. Um and of course Matthew's like, well, you just need to put a sign like in the garden that says please do not spray. And I'm like, no, no. Because like this it doesn't look like weeds. I mean a little bit because like there's no flowers on them yet, but like if you look at the rest of my yard, and the rest of like my entire like front of my house is a giant garden. Like I have two giant garden beds and the weeds are never that bad. So why would you think that this one place that is also outlined in pavers needs to be sprayed? It's the common sense for me. So that's what like really irritates me is just like, and what also really irritates me is like, I am here. Like I am always here when they are here. And so like, why not just ask me, hey ma'am, like, is this a place you want us to spray? No, it's not. So after coming to the realization and being very upset about it, still clearly very upset about it, mourning my wildflower garden that I've been so pumped about because I just like envisioned this beautiful thing, you know, whatever. I like it genuinely hurts me because this was something I was so excited about and like just knew it was going to do well and I don't know, like I I don't know how to put into words like why, like what piece of like me it's triggering so bad, but it is triggering. Um, so today when Matthew was like doing yard work, had him rip it all up, and till it all up, and I bought more seeds, but like it's so late in, like it's not spring anymore. It's literally about to be summer, like according to the, calendar or whatever, summer solstice. And so it is so hot that I don't think that they're going to germinate. It's just like that's why you have to do it in the springtime. So I'm going to try. Um, I don't know when I'm going to do it though, because we are going out of town. Um, and I don't like, I know, yes, the sprinklers run daily, but I know like because it's so hot, the only way I'm going to give these little seeds the best chance at survival is to water multiple times a day. And I'm not going to be here. So I don't know when I'm going to do it, but the longer I wait, then the hotter it's going to get. And so like, I'm just like going back and forth with when I need to do it. um, But yeah, it's depressing. So I did buy signs. I did conform to what Matthew said I should do, and I bought signs for the little garden that says do not spray because he was like, even if you talk to whoever comes out here next, which I am, I decided I'm like, you know what, I'm not going to call them. I'm just going to speak to them when they're here so they can feel my hurt and feel my pain and see the distress that it has caused me. And let them know that if you do it again, I'm firing you. You can't make me depressed and hold a job. It's not going to work. So, but I did buy some signs so that hopefully it just won't happen again. Even though it should have never happened in the first place. Like, I've got to move on or I'm going to like spiral again because I was seriously spiraling earlier this week and crashing out once I realized like there is no way to get them back. I was a little hopeful there for a second. I was like, I don't know, maybe because they're not weeds, like they will somehow survive. No, they won't. Anywho, but I'm hoping on like some more gardening things. I'm hoping that I've solved like the indoor plant problem because per Kaylee's advice, I did like I'm not watering them as much. I went ahead and like one of them I needed to repot because I didn't have it wasn't in a pot that had a drainage hole. Another one I still need to repot because I thought I had another pot with a drainage hole in it that was like small enough, but I do in fact not. And Walmart did not have any that I was like vibing with. So I was like, okay, we'll just keep this one for now. So repotted them with like new soil, stuff like that too, so that if there was any soil in there that was just like overly soaked, we could just get it out of there so that root rot wouldn't be a thing. Um, so I'm hoping that solves my indoor plant problem. Some of the leaves are still looking a little brown, so I don't know like how long it takes for that to be fixed. We'll find out. I really don't think it's the light. The light is not the issue. I'm literally, if you guys are wondering what I'm staring at, if you're watching, I'm literally staring at the plants. Um, because things were surviving mo more on the other side of the sunroom that I had them in last year. And wait, no. Sorry. Rewind. Things were not surviving as well because there was too much sun. Like this side of the sunroom gets a perfect amount of like bright light that's not like, so I feel, anyways, I don't think that the sun is the problem because I think it's in a perfect spot for light. Hopefully. I'm going to give it like another, when we come back from our little vacation, if they're still struggling, I will move their location and see if that helps. But at that point, you know what? I'm giving up on indoor plants because I don't know what to do with indoor plants. Um, I do, I do really well with my outdoor plants because like I do really well with plants that don't really take much to thrive on. So if there is an indoor plant that you guys know of that literally could requires nothing, requires me being like, oh shit, I haven't watered you in 2 weeks. Let me do so. Oh shit, you're getting zero sunlight. Okay, great. Oh shit, you're getting too much sunlight. Which I don't think any of those types of plants exist. But if they do, let me know. I'm happy to hear about them because I will buy them. Someone told me a snake plant, but do, I worry that where I would put the snake plant because they're like, yeah, they don't need like sun or anything like that. And I'm like, well, that's not really my problem. Like, I feel like I have plenty of places in this particular house to put plants where there's going to be enough sunlight for them. My problem is figuring out if it's like if I'm giving them too much sun or too much water. I can't find the balance and I can't figure it out. So, all right. I don't think you guys can really tell. The burn saga continues just a wee bit actually. Not really on my face. It was like a little red yesterday. But it's pretty much gone today. Now I'm just looking sun-kissed. Don't we love that? Excuse me. But my back is a little burnt. I don't know what it is about the top of my back, but it's just like getting annihilated out here in the sun. And I'm like, what is going on, baby girl? I am putting plenty of sunscreen on her. I just think it's because it's always in the sun somehow because I'm either like sitting on the ground playing with the dude or like I'm laying on my stomach tanning my back. So I don't think that my back is out of the sun as much as like other spots. But Dylan, you guys, he got so burnt. And it was like, we still had like a couple hours left in the sun. And I was like, Dylan, you're, are you good, boo boo? Because look at your arms. He literally had to go like take solace under the umbrella. We only had one umbrella up instead of like both of the ones we normally have because it was so windy. So him and the dude were sharing the umbrella while the dude was taking a nap. So I haven't checked in to see how his burn is doing, but he did tell me he had some aloe left over from last year. And I was like, what SPF were you using? Like, he was using like 35, and I'm like, you should up that. You should up that. So, yeah. So obviously, depression is like evaporating slowly but surely because with each, passing summer, boat day, outdoor time, everything. But now I'm feeling the like depression of not having been to like a concert or like a show, and I don't even remember. So I need one of those in my life ASAP. We were gonna go to Pepper because they're coming to Pensacola like a couple days before my birthday, but it just didn't work out because we're gonna go see our friends in Tampa, and I didn't want to push back that trip like for this like it was just gonna be too much like extra planning and things like that just to do like this and so we're not doing that, but I'm like, okay, I need something else to fill the void, so I need to find um a concert or a show to go to ASAP. The only thing is like Pensacola is not really a hot spot for I think like cool artists and stuff. Like Orange Beach has the wharf, but like who wants to go to the wharf in July and sweat their fucking dick off? Not me. I'm so good. Um, so that's just not gonna work. So I gotta figure out like where else to go that's not like a super long distance. However, so obviously Miley's coming out with this new album and I'm loving her little teasers she keeps dropping. Thank you, Miss Ma'am. More to Lose is I just like I could cry. It's beautiful. But obviously like of course I feel like anytime she drops an album, people are like, "Oh my god, she's gonna go on tour." And it's like, be so for real. Miley's already talked about how she does not do that. Um, but there are like genuine speculations and people saying that it's really going to happen. And I'm like, wait, if Miley goes on tour, I'm going to be like one of those T Swift girlies during like the Eras tours when Ticketmaster was opening the queue. Like, I'm going to have every single device I could possibly have trying to get into this queue. And you can bet that, like, I don't care how much it is, I will be in the floor general admission seating, as close as possible as I could get to where a drop of sweat of hers would fall on me. And I'm going to buy extra. I'm just going to go ahead and buy extra because you never know. Like, somebody's going to come with me. So, and I don't care how much it is. I don't care where it is. I don't care if I have to go to Italy. Great. Oh my God. No, I have to go to Italy to see Miley Cyrus. Who, like, what? No, who would ever say such a thing? So I really hope that the rumors are not rumors and like she will announce something of the sort, like once the album drops. Be like, okay, album dropped. Now, you guys, here's another thing to lose your minds over. And I'm gonna scream, cry, throw up, like all of the above. Literally gonna have to take the day off work whenever like the queues open up for these concerts because simply cannot be bothered to focus on anything else or be a part of anything else other than securing my tickets for the Smiley concert. Hypothetically. I really hope it's not hypothetical though. I really do. um So yeah, going out of town, I'm excited. Mm, One of Matthew's like bestie college friends whose family is just amazing, and lives in Louisiana. We're going to see them. This has like become like our tradition for Memorial Day. This will be like year 4 of it, and I just love creating my own traditions in life, and just feeling like I don't know, I'm like doing something that like little me would be happy about, you know? So And I love little traditions, and I love the traditions like not like being fun, not like like old people's thing where it's like, no, we have to go to so and so's house on whatever XYZ day because that's what we've done for the past like 50 million years. And it's like, well, I hate to tell you, Sally, but that's boring. And it's not what the majority of people want to do. So, that's a rant for another day, maybe. Oh my gosh. I love the mic stand, but I feel like I wind up bumping my face into it all the time now. Um, I hope it like doesn't come back on feedback. Anyways, no. So I love like making my own little traditions that are like actually fun and like things to look forward to and things that like our son could look forward to one day other than being like, like the boring traditions like, oh yeah, we have to go to so and so's house because it's XYZ holiday. Like I'm going to be honest, I'm not ever going to be that person. Hate me if you want, but holidays and stuff are like for kids anyways. So like we can talk about Christmas, for example. Why, like I used to like literally when I was a kid get so sad because I would have friends and stuff who were like, "Oh yeah, me and my family we're going like skiing or we're going here." And I'm like, why can't I be in a family that like goes and does stuff for the holidays instead of being like, "Oh no, we got to go over to Granny's." None of my grandma's names were ever Granny, so I'm just using that as an example. But like like I get it, and then I do get to at a certain point, like some individuals are not like well bodied enough to like travel and things like that. But also to me, I'm like, does it have to be the actual day of the holiday that the entire family gets together for it to matter? Because also like on Christmas Day especially, you will not catch me leaving my house. No, it's Christmas Day. And Christmas Day is for your personal immediate family. Whoever lives in the house with you is who Christmas Day is for. Or like if I was up in Mississippi, like with my family, like obviously whatever, I'm there, but we never left the house. Like we're here on Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, now that was another thing. Like we would go over to Nanny's and that would be that. And like that was every single Christmas Eve. And let me tell you, with a big ass family like my Mississippi family, Dirty Santa takes like 2 fucking hours. Like it's just no. Um I just want to like go and do things, you know what I mean? So I just don't understand. And maybe other people like the idea of like, oh, like this is our tradition. We always are going here or going there, but like I feel like I like experiences more. So like I don't really care about going over to so and so's house to get whatever present, whatever money or whatever, like, can we go do something fun and like enjoy ourselves as a family? Mm. So I try to do that on the holidays that I can control, without without ruffling too many feathers. So Memorial Day has become the tradition of going to see our friends in Louisiana, year 4. I'm pumped now that the dude is like older and literally loves to go on the boat and is obsessed with like being on the like little island and crawling around and playing with his beach toys and getting in the water. Legit has no fear of the water whatsoever, which is actually a little scary. And I was like, I did look into the swim lesson things, and then I was like, be so for real, this is so stupid. And now I'm like, I'm actually gonna look into them, I think, because he scares me. Um, and then also I feel like what there was just like an influencer or something whose kid like drowned in their pool or something, and that really freaks me out. So I'm gonna look into the swim lessons. I think what annoyed me was when they're like little, they have to go like every single day of the week, and it's like, ugh, I don't have time for this. Like, how do people have time for this? And it's only like 30 minutes. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to drive like over 15 minutes somewhere to be there for 30 minutes? And I have to do that every single day. And they're at inconvenient times. I'm like, this is made for like stay at home moms. And that's not what I am. Like, unfortunately, I still have to work. So I don't have time for this. And by the time I'm off work, like, is that what I want to do? No. Would it be good for my kid? Absolutely. And then also, and I don't know if all of the places are like this, but this one place like sent me like their little contract thing. It had a list of foods that he would be able to eat like 4 hours before going. And one of them like was like peanut butter. And I was like, well, that ain't gonna fucking work because this dude is obsessed with peanut butter. So what are you supposed to like peanut butter puffs, like PB&J Uncrustable, like, um, so yeah, but I'm gonna look into it. Along with the like money, it was like I want to say close to like $1,000 for like the however many week long session it was. No, I used to be a lifeguard actually, like, and that's like what I remember telling myself was like I used to be a lifeguard and teach kids how to swim. Granted, they were not like baby babies; they were like two, but he'll be two like in a little under a year. So will he survive till then? Yeah, he will. He will. I'll teach him some stuff. We'll get to work. At least I'm like I think a little less like oh it's got to be done because I don't have a pool in my backyard. Like Matthew's parents have a pool, but there's like a pool fence around the entire thing that stays shut because of like the grandbabies. And then I'm like, well, any other time we would be like even out on the boat. Well, like on the boat, he has his life jacket on, and then like on the beach, like obviously we're paying attention to him. I think it's just the like thought of like, what if someone happens to not be paying attention to him? You know? Anywho, my current shows and reads right now. I know I didn't talk about those last time, so I have a lot to I feel like catch up on. One, Real Housewives of Atlanta, Roa is vibing. I think now I'm on season 7, but season 6, and that reunion, mm, oh my lord. Kenya, I still like. I need her to go. Also, who the fuck is this Claudia bitch now? I'm like, oh lord, have mercy. I cannot. Like, I don't like this girl. Um, and then Summer House. I have a lot to say about Summer House, but I don't know how to say it without like probably being severely attacked. I I mean I love Paige, obviously, love Sierra, but also and like Amanda, but the energy that they're giving with this whole Jesse Solomon and Lexi thing is not what I expected. It's not giving girls girls. It's it's really weird to me how like in how they're like playing both sides. I will say I think Amanda is the one who's being there for Lexi the most. Sierra could literally care less about Lexi. So like the last episode where like at the freedom dinner, which Lindsay gives me life, when Lexi like said to Sierra like based on the things that Jesse has told me like I don't trust you. I'm like honestly she's valid to say that because like at least from what they've aired, which we know that they edit and do all of those things, but from what they've aired, there is nothing on here to show any like symbol of Sierra giving a rat's ass about having any sort of relationship with Lexi or being any type of friend to her. Um, which is just I feel like so sad because I just I don't know. And I mean, I think Sierra this season is also just I definitely understand like you know what, you don't want to fuck with Wes because like he was like really shitty to you, whatever, but like also like can't you just get like move on? you know, and like at least speak to him and like not make it awkward for everyone else. Also, like, you're gorgeous and he's mid, and you're going to act this like upset and like distraught about it, and to the point where you're like, I'm not going to speak to you. Like, yeah, we're like living in the same house this summer, but fuck you. It's just kind of like, girl, literally move on. Do not be bothered by that. To me, I'd be like, sure, whatever. I'm gonna speak to you like nothing literally ever happened and whatever. I mean, I get everybody's wired differently, but anyways, back to the main point. I just think it's crazy. And then not to even mention like the last episode where Lexi, like breaks up with him, tells him like she doesn't want to talk to him anymore or whatever. And then he goes up there in the room, and then all the girls start going in there, like trying to be there for him. And then it turns into him like spewing some shit out about like Lexi saying XYZ about Sierra. And it's like, why do you keep trying to bring Sierra into why you and Lexi are not working out? You and Lexi are not working out because clearly communication is lacking, and clearly you have done some things that you should not have. Let that sink in, sir. Not my little prompter sheet flying with the fan wind. Anyways, um, so Summer House is just really disappointing me. I am interested for the finale and then the reunion, obviously, because I'm really interested to find out who's staying and who's not. Because I said it earlier in the season, but they really just need to do a whole cast revamp. I mean, I think Lindsay did do like either a podcast or like some type of interview like a week or two ago where she like pretty much like admitted like I will not necessarily be in that house or fully a part of Summer House, but it doesn't mean like you won't see me. So I was like, okay. I mean, and I think we all kind of expected that. But like, what substance is Carl bringing to the show? Zero. We don't care about soft bar. And the fact that he was asking for like crowdfunding is fucking crazy. I'm sorry. If you haven't like been able to use the money that you make from just one being on the show and then all the other like brand deals you get from being on the show and invest it wisely enough to be able to start your own business. I'm not. You're asking the general public for donations? Do you know what the economy is like, sir? No. Um, and then Kyle, like, dude, you're like, it's just, you're 42. Actually, no, I think he's like 44. Time to just do something different, dude. Um, and yeah, I just think the cast needs a new revamp. Emerald, what even the fuck is this guy? Please do not sign him on for another season. No. Mm-mm. Lexi, I would be happy. Like, I think that they need to be casting more people in Lexi, West, and Jesse's like age range because, like, if you watch Summer House from the beginning, that was the original like age ranges they have. And I get it. You start a show with like this particular cast, and like, some of them leave, some of them stay, like you get a few newbies every now and then, but like at what point do you just recast? Because it's no longer like what the original purpose and plotline of this like show was supposed to be. So I am interested to see who's staying, leaving, all of the above. Um and yeah. So that's what I'm excited for. I'm also excited for the finale to see like what else happens between Lexi and Sierra, because I'm like, ooh, that that dinner ended on a cliffhanger. As far as books, I really have not been reading a lot lately. Because I've been trying really hard to like and I've talked about it before, like my eating habits. And I really want to look into like getting my cortisol level checked and like a few other hormone things checked because just in the morning, like I don't know what it is, but I can drink my coffee, my chai latte, whatever it's gonna be, but I'm just like I'm not hungry. I can't eat even after I've like started work and I'm like sitting at my desk. It's usually like 10, 11 before some sort of like hunger cue hits me. And then at that point, I'm like balls deep in work where it's like, I don't have a second. Like, it's gonna have to wait till lunch. And then by lunch, like when you've like pushed your hunger off so much that then it's kind of like you're not really that hungry anymore. Um, but I was like, okay, obviously, I know my Adderall contributes to this in some way, shape, or form. So I've stopped taking it for the time being to try to like get a healthy like daily eating routine in place and then try to like add it back in. But because I have done that, one, I feel like absolute dog shit in the morning because I'm so brain dead and like not coherent. And normally, like, after I finish my coffee and like once I started to get ready, I would take my meds. So, like, it would only be about like 30 minutes of brain dead in the morning. No, we're talking about like it just doesn't go away now. Like I'm just like, and then by the end of the day, because I've been trying so hard to like use my tools and like be able to do what I need to do and like not let my ADHD get me all like fucked up, I am then even more exhausted and I like feel like I'm gonna die. So, but I'm eating better. I'm like, I literally want to cry about it because I don't understand how to like have the best of both worlds because I'm also literally me, guys, me, the person who needs like the perfect sleep environment to go to sleep, who even then needs background noise. Like sometimes I need to read, like whatever it may be. I've been like legit passing out at like 9 p.m. almost every night recently. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And then, like, the other night, actually fell asleep on the couch while watching a movie. Cannot tell you the last time I've ever done that because, like, I don't, my body's like just always like, oh, like, or even if I do start dozing off, my body just kind of like wakes up and I like go to my actual bed. No, I legit fell asleep on the couch. I like woke up and it was like 1:30. Matthew's asleep in the chair. And I was like, hey, we should probably go to bed. And I'm like, what in the world? Um, and like a couple of nights this past week too, I like fell asleep, like randomly. And then it was like 1 a.m. and I would wake up and I'd be like, uh, when did I fall asleep? What, my heating pad is still on? Like, where am I? Um, So this is very interesting for me. I don't remember because obviously I was not on like my Adderall or my Xanax or anything like that when I was pregnant. And then even before I was pregnant, basically when we knew like we were going to start trying, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get off my meds because I don't want to have to like try to get off of them at the drop of a dime or whatever. And like I want to just already be used to it. I don't remember it being this hard to like wean myself off the Adderall and like I mean I do remember a period of like being like, how do I work? Because for me, my ADHD very much like manifests itself in like severe anxiety. Um, so when I was in school, it was rough before I was medicated, but because like obviously executive functioning, like I have all these tasks and things to do, and like I know what they are, and I know like what level of importance most of them are. But then again, this is where executive functioning comes in, like putting into play, like, okay, so we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Like, that is just really hard. It's like, what is it, like ADHD paralysis? Like, you know of everything you need to do, but starting it, like literally physically getting yourself to get up and do that. So I remember that. And then, of course, that's when like I was still in therapy at the time, so we just like really focused on that because I was kind of done with my trauma work. I was about to be done with therapy anyways. And I was like, hold up, we're not gonna be done just yet because I'm gonna get off my meds. So let's figure out how to make Ellen survive not on meds for who knows how long. And then I quickly realized like after I gave birth and like stopped breastfeeding, I was like, mm, gotta get back on those. I don't like being off of them. Um but yeah, so like making like lists and like this planner that I have is like actually pretty helpful when I use it correctly. Most of the time I just wind up like adding to it and then I'm like, bitch, that is not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do a new page every single day and like rewrite it. Um but it helps me and like I organize things into chunks. So like, okay, I need to do this for these clients and this is related to like whatever this is. Like, so I try to do that. So essentially I'm just like trying to get myself back in the position of using like my tools to help me and my anxiety stay at bay versus using the medication to just like already keep me at that level. Um it's going okay, I guess. Like I'm doing fine at like during the day at work and like I'm accomplishing what I need to accomplish, like whatever. It's just really the beginning of the day and the end of the day that just wear on me because I like the fog is so awful and the exhaustion is so awful. And then like I feel like at least when I was on my meds, like the ADHD paralysis like was not as bad because it's like, no, we're gonna do something. But now I'm like, well, what reason do I have to get up? Like, yeah, I know I need to go to the gym, but why? I can't get up. Like, I know I need to do this, but I'm not going to. That's where I'm at. But anyways, that was a long sidetrack. Again, can you tell I'm not medicated? To get to what I've been reading lately. So I haven't really been reading lately because I've been falling asleep early every single night, which is also, again, so crazy because I wake up in the morning still exhausted. How do you win in this sleep part of life? Because I'm not and I need to be. Uh, anywho. So Fearless, I'm like still in the middle of reading that. I did read a few chapters today while I was getting my nails done, but my nail girl, like I like get a mani and pedi, a gel mani and pedi, which I don't think I ever went into this, but I'm like have been off the press-ons, you guys. Shout out to all of you who can do them successfully, but I literally fucked my nails up. Uh, obviously I got the greenies and that problem got solved, like I whatever, but like I fucked up like my thumbnail, like the actual nail, like I like made it to where the nail kind of like split because I was like over buffing it. And it's just like, you know what? This is way too much work. And it's summertime anyways. And like during the summer, I have to get pedicures because I have to. So anyways, back to the nail salon. I try to like push it to 3 weeks. I think this time I did wind up getting to push it to 3 weeks. So, um, anywho, I only got a few chapters read because she likes to do my hands and like my feet at the same time, especially when you have gel polish on and like they have to get it all removed. So I was like reading a couple of I like read like one or two and then had to stop reading while she was doing my nails. See what I mean, you guys? I'm fucking exhausted all the time. Um, and then she got to my toes and I like read like one more chapter, I think, at that point. But I did like read another book, which I know I normally don't do this, you guys. Like while I'm in the midst of reading one book, reading another. I did because, of course, like I scroll on TikTok and half of my algorithm is book talk because be so for real, that's all I do. Um, and I was like adding a few books to like I have like a little bookmark that's specifically books, has over 300 videos. And sometimes I just like put things in there so that when I am looking for another book, I can just go scroll through it and find something. But sometimes I will put it in there and then I will go ahead and like download it on my Kindle Unlimited. Because it sounds like something I want to read like right then and there, maybe. And I did that with, what's the book's name? Mm, Una Momento. When She Loves. Anyways, yeah, it was a really good book. It was like a mafia type romance book. But I actually really liked it. Um, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to try to finish Fearless. It's definitely not going to be by this weekend because I already know I'm not going to be reading because I'll be taking care of the dude while Matthew does dumb things. Anyways, but maybe if I don't fall asleep every single night this week at freaking 9 p.m., I'll finish the book. I really hope that I do that. Um, mm. But now I know, like, I do genuinely know I have to get a good eating routine before I get back on my Adderall because one day I was like, okay, I gotta take, like, and I just literally took half of my dose and I, like, didn't eat until like 6 p.m. I guess because at that point, I had, like, weaned it all out of my system. And then, boom, my body was like, oh, whoa, what is this? So stay tuned for how that goes. Med management. All right, guys. You see me over here yawning for the 15 billionth time. So I'm going to take my ass to bed. I hope everyone has a great Monday and a wonderful rest of their week. And I'm honestly going to be honest with you. Honestly going to be honest. Look at that. We will hope that I can have enough executive functioning skills to pre-plan and like record an episode before we go on the trip. Because we won't be coming home until like Memorial Day, which, should be when my episodes drop. So you'll either get your episode as you normally should next Monday, or maybe it'll be on Tuesday. Or maybe I'll take a week off. I really don't want to take a week off, but if anything, it just might be a day later because I know I'm not going to film it while we're there. No. And I'm not really confident in the ability for me to do it before we leave because realistically, I don't have the time to do it before we leave. That is the one thing about when you go out of town, especially once you add a child to the mix, the amount of things I need to pre-plan for not only my outfits and things I have to pick out, but another human being's outfits and like need to make sure that like he has everything he's gonna need. Thankfully we're driving, so like I could like overpack to the yin yang and it's not gonna matter because whatever fits in the car fits in the car. But still, so on that note, thank you, rats, for tuning in to episode 17. Oh my gosh, guys, we're getting up there. Thank you. Be sure to follow me on my socials at Feral Thoughts Pod, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. Are there any other ones? I don't know. Let me know. And until next time, see ya. Mwah.